Have you ever just felt stuck? Like there's some invisible force holding you back from where you really want to be in life? Well, today, we're going to talk about a skill that can change all of that. It's the art of letting go. I want you to picture something for a second. Imagine your life is this incredible kite. It's built to soar, to catch the wind, and just climb higher and higher, reaching its full potential.
But what happens when that string gets all tangled up? Instead of flying free, the kite just sputters and struggles, right? It's held down, totally unable to get off the ground. And honestly, so many of us feel just like that kite. We know we're meant for more, but something is keeping us stuck.
So, what are these tangled strings in our own lives? Let's break down some of the most common reasons we get so stuck. And these strings, well, they're probably going to sound pretty familiar. First up, you've got emotional baggage. You know what I'm talking about, that pain from an old relationship that just won't fade, or a mistake from years ago you just can't forgive yourself for. Then there's that huge weight of societal and family pressure, always worrying about what other people think, trying to live up to their expectations. And of course, there are those toxic patterns we all fall into. The endless cycle of overthinking, comparing our lives to everyone on social media, or that desperate need to control everything. It's exhausting, right?
But here's the good news. There is absolutely a way to untangle these strings. And it's not about giving up or being weak. It's about learning a powerful skill that puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. It's the skill of letting go.
So what do we even mean by letting go? Well, it's a conscious choice. It's not about pretending something didn't happen. It's about deciding to release the heavy, pent-up emotions tied to it. And this isn't just some nice idea. It's based on the life's work of psychiatrist Dr. David Hawkins, who dedicated his career to figuring out how we can free ourselves from our own suffering. Now, before we jump into the how-to, we really need to understand the why. There are a few key mindset shifts that you've got to make for this whole thing to work. First, we have to totally reframe what we think surrender means. We're taught to see it as weakness, as giving up, but what if it's the exact opposite? What if letting go of that tight white-knuckle grip on something is actually the strongest move you can make? There's this amazing story from Africa that just illustrates this perfectly. So hunters figured out this really clever way to trap baboons. They'd put some salt inside a small hole in an anthill and just wait. A baboon comes along, smells the salt, reaches its hand in and grabs it, making a fist. But here's the trap. Its clenched fist is now too big to pull out of the hole, and the baboon will sit there refusing to let go of the salt until the hunters just walk up and capture it. The baboon isn't trapped by the hole. It's trapped by its own refusal to let go. And think about it. How often are we that baboon, clinging to some old anger or hurt so tightly that we trap ourselves? Okay, second big idea. Emotions are pure energy. Have you ever tried to hold a big beach ball underwater at the pool? It takes a massive amount of effort, right? And the second you lose focus, whoosh, it explodes to the surface. Suppressing your emotions is exactly the same. When we try to push down anger or sadness, we're not getting rid of it. We're just burning all our energy holding it down. And that pressure is what eventually bubbles up as things like anxiety and fear. Let's see how this plays out in real life. Imagine two guys, Raman and Sham. They both get laid off from their jobs, the exact same setback. Raman gets completely stuck. He just spirals down into shame, guilt, and anger, replaying it all in his head. His energy just tanks. Now Sham, he feels that initial sting too, of course, but he allows himself to feel it and then move through it. He finds the courage to accept what happened and the willingness to start looking for something new. So what's the difference here? Why was Sham able to move on while Raman stayed totally trapped in the past?
Well, the answer lies in what Dr. Hawkins called the map of consciousness. He figured out that every single emotion has an energy level tied to it. The lower ones, like shame, guilt, and fear, they have a really low energy vibration. They leave you feeling drained and powerless. But the turning point, the game changer, is courage. The moment you can find the courage to face your feelings and the willingness to move forward, you start climbing that ladder toward high energy states like love, joy, and peace. That's where you have the power to actually change your life. Sham made that climb. Raman stayed at the bottom.
Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Now for the really good part. This is a super simple 4-step method you can use anytime, anywhere, to let go of a painful emotion the moment it shows up. Okay, step 1 is simple. Allow. Just let the feeling be there. Don't fight it. Don't judge it. If anger shows up, you just say, okay, anger is here. Step 2, stay with it.
Instead of immediately trying to distract yourself, just be present with the physical sensation. Where do you feel it in your body? In your chest? Your stomach? Just notice it. 3. Let it flow. Imagine that feeling's energy is like a cloud passing through the sky or a wave in the ocean. Let it move through you and out of you. Don't cling to it. And finally, number 4, just observe. This one is huge. You step back and watch the feeling like a neutral observer. You realize, I am not my anger. I am the one experiencing the anger. That tiny shift in perspective is absolutely freeing. And all of this leads to what is maybe the most empowering idea of all, figuring out who you really are underneath all those difficult emotions. Think about it this way. On a really cloudy day, you can't see the sun at all, right? But does that mean the sun is gone? Of course not. We know it's still up there, shining as brightly as ever, just hidden behind the clouds. Well, your natural state of peace and joy is just like that sun. It is always there, inside you. The anger, the fear, the sadness, those are just temporary clouds passing by. They aren't you. Now get this. The source material suggests that an incredible 99% of people live their entire lives under these clouds, stuck in those lower energy emotions. But here's the thing. Those higher states of peace and joy aren't for some lucky special few. They are your birthright. They're just waiting for you to let the clouds clear. So when you really think about it, you don't need to go out and find happiness. You just need to let go of all the stuff that's covering it up. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Today, what is one cloud, one tiny resentment, one little fear, one old regret that you will choose to allow to pass?